a podcast that empowers you to unleash your inner goddess and take the leap of faith to live your best life. Your guide, Karen Pulver, joins her fellow goddesses in soulful conversations about gratitude, personal growth, authentic living, and a bevy of topics affecting women today. Let's start the show with your host, Karen Pulver.
Welcome to 2022. Happy New Year. Yay, we're here. Some of us are locked down again. Some of us are still being able to go out. But one thing for sure, it's a new year and it's time to look at your resolutions, look at your goals, start making some visualizations about what you want in your new year. We have people who are joining us live here. And if you'd like to join us as well to be part of this live audience, all you need to do is go to pulver, PULVER.com and quickly register and you can join us and bring along your favorite mug. I'm here in New Orleans at my daughter's apartment and her mugs are very fancy. She's got the Tiffany & Co. mugs. So that's my nice little mug. But at Grateful Goddesses, we share stories, we help each other, we empower, we uplift, we learn new things. And I'm really thrilled that our guest that was here last year, which was literally last week, is joining us again. Debra Eckerling. Welcome, Deb, to Grateful Goddesses.
Well, thank you for having me back. It's kind of fun for me, Let's wrap up the year and then kick off the new year. And for me, because I start the new year in December, I basically, it's like January's Groundhog Day because it's the same tune. Yes, you can do it. You can create the life you want. Just you need to figure out what that is and make a plan. So I am thrilled to be here with you and the lovely goddesses.
Well, thank you again, because we talked a lot about setting goals and what are your goals and talking about your book, your goal guide. And now we're going to talk about not just like resolutions, but visualizing, knowing exactly what is it that you want. And if you can't visualize what it is, then how is it going to manifest? How is it going to come to you? So we're actually going to have an opportunity tonight to do this with the people that are joining us live. And if you're listening or watching on LinkedIn or Facebook and you'd like to join us live, like I said, you can, or you can do this on your own, just sitting listening. And I am going to be the example. Yay. So let's first talk though, Deb, about visualization. Why is it so important to visualize your goals and not just say, oh, I have a goal of losing weight?
Right. Well, let me back up for anybody who missed me last time.
For sure, please.
So I'm Debra Eckerling. I'm author of the award-winning Your Goal Guide, a roadmap for setting, planning, and achieving your goals, and founder of the Deb Method, which is my system for goal setting simplified. And a lot of my process, what I talk about, is the foundation, because you can't get what you want unless you know what that is. And so the D in the Deb Method stands for determine your mission. E is explore your options, and B is brainstorm your path. But it's in that D, it's the figuring out what you want, why, what you have to offer the world. That is what deserves the most time and attention, because, things change. We all know this lesson very, very well right now. And so if you think more big picture, when I think of the life I want, what does that look like? Am I running my own business? Am I the head of a department for someone else's company? Am I a known expert? Do I have work-life balance? Do I write a best-selling book? Do I have my own podcast? What is, I call it Goldtopia, because a word that meant living the life you want, achieving your goals didn't exist. So I made it up when I was writing my book. So what is your Goldtopia? That is really the first step. And then you can figure out what that means for you and set goals. But if you don't know what you want, you can't get it. And so that's why foundation is so important. And then the first step in D is visualization. When you think about the life you want, what does that look like? So it really starts, it starts with you, right? It starts with you choosing yourself, which is a huge, if you're a goddess, the value of you. and sorry, when you are a goddess, you know the value of you, right? And it's important to just take a step back or two or three and really think about what you want, because the reason goals fail is people overthink their goals, they underthink their goals, they're living goals from a past version of themselves when they were working in the field that align with their education or previous job or whatever. But really think about the you now. Or, and the easiest way to even think about it is this time next year, or at the end of this year, what do you want to be celebrating having accomplished? And your visualization can be as simple as something that represents that.
Yes. And by the way, I said last week, that's how I feel, because it was actually a few weeks ago, because we took 2 weeks off. But I was so powerful for me when you were on, because when you talked about foundation, I thought about a house, and I thought about, a house without a solid foundation is just going to fall over, or just, not going to be as strong. And you really got all of us thinking about what was our mission statement. And that is crucial. And yes, exactly. Now, going forward, you and I talked the other day about resolutions. And I said to you, a lot of people make resolutions in the new year, but they fail. And you said, well, it depends. It depends. And can you just talk a little bit about that?
Well, I hate that. I hate the word fail, because
Okay.
aren't there people who say, like, I didn't fail, I just figured out the wrong way to do something 100,000 times, right?
Mm-hmm.
Failure isn't failure, it's experience. And the other thing to keep in mind is maybe it's a not yet. And again, that's why I start with the bigger picture. Let's say, well, we'll use you as an example. Your goal is to be the goddess of the world, right? To bring goddesses everywhere, to spread your mission and of
It's
bringing women.
It's to empower and enrich and help women and men to learn all the lessons that we can learn in our life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you're using the Grateful Goddesses platform to empower people to really step into their authentic self, figure out the life that they want. So your big picture goal is probably your Grateful Goddess logo on, like, the world, on a globe or something. But what does that mean? Does that mean you are going to write a book, you're going to teach classes, you're going to do coaching? It can mean so many different things. And sometimes it's just not yet.
Right.
And so I say, the beginning of the year, you look at your goals, you say, I want to be a healthier me, physically, mentally. That is my goal for the year, which, by the way, is a great goal for everybody, especially since we're still in we're in lockup, we're out, we're in, things are still, it's like the slowest and fastest change simultaneously. We don't know which way is up, and we don't know when we're going to be getting out of this cycle. And self-care is invaluable right now. So let's think of everybody, let's add this as a bonus goal. I want to be healthy and happy at the end of the year. Wonderful. What does that mean? Well, gee, do I need to eat better? Do I need to exercise more? Do I need to cook more? Do I need to find a sport or a workout regimen? Or what does this mean for you? Do I need more self-care? Do I want to read a book a month? And I believe I mentioned this last time, and when you interviewed me, there are two ways to plan out goals. There's more professional goals or project-based, personal goals, or what I call lifestyle goals. And living a healthier lifestyle, it's obviously a lifestyle goal. And for those, rather than them plotting it out in, you need to do these in order to get to the benchmarks, to the short term, to the long term, for these goals, the best thing you can do is just write out, brainstorm a list. See, we just jumped over explore your options there. Brainstorm a list of all the things you could do better. I'm going to only eat out once a week. That's going to help. I'm going to go to the grocery or order from the grocery once a week and plan out my meals. I am going to find a workout that suits me. And a good goal for that would be, well, what am I going to do? Every month, test out a different kind of workout. And then when you hit one you like, keep doing that one. So you make the list and then you schedule the time to do the things. So if you're doing more cooking at home, then maybe every Sunday you need an appointment to plan the meals for the week. You need to start keeping your grocery list. This one thing I've done since the pandemic, I used to go to the grocery all the time, and I love the grocery. I still love it, but I feel no need to go. But what I learned is what I was doing pre-pandemic is I would go down the street for 2 items because the grocery was that close.
Mm-hmm.
When that was no longer an option, I just started planning my meals, my shopping after I received. It's like literally, if I forgot something at the store, it goes on the Instacart list, for the next time and building up. And when I get to something I need now, then I order the groceries. So plan appointments to do the personal goals, to do the self-care. Self-care appointments at least once a week, an hour. But if all you have,
schedule that in,
mm-hmm.
block off that time, which is so interesting because, as I said, I'm with my daughter in New Orleans, and right before this, I said, "Oh, I have to go put on my makeup," and she said, "You know what? I want to give you a facial." I'm like, "Okay," so she gave me a facial. I'm just put on a little lipstick, and I'm like, "I'm just gonna go on whatever," and she's like, "Your skin looks so radiant. You're fine. You're fine." And it just was so nice, number one, having that luxury of, the facial, but
Mm-hmm.
having this time with my daughter and having her, do this for me. And it was this little block of time that I said to her, we have to do this once a week. Like, this is so nice. And if that's how, you connect with someone, then great. Like, try and figure out what is it that you're going to do for that self-care.
Exactly. So you make your list and you schedule it in, and you treat these appointments as gold.
Exactly.
The appointments that you make with yourself need to be as important, if not more important, than appointments with other people, because you need to take care of yourself so you can do all the things. So,
well, that's setting boundaries too.
Oh, absolutely. And so you asked me before, and I didn't answer the question, and I hate it when people don't answer questions, so I'm going to. The question being, what about failure? There is no failure. Sometimes,
well, I guess what I meant was, I think a lot of people, I personally don't think failure. I think more of like a happy accident. You learn from things, but like, of course, everyone, for example, wants to eat healthier. And today I'm walking around New Orleans with my daughter, and there was this bakery, and they had this amazing, like, pastry thing. And I just went and bought it and ate it. And I was like, well, there goes that. And then I looked at it differently, and I said, no, that was delicious. Like, I am enjoying that. And now the 80% of the time I'll eat better. Like, you can't look at it like it's a failure. It's just, it was fun. You got to look at it more positively.
Absolutely. And it's all experience.
Right.
And I'm also a huge fan of rewards. Eat dessert first, work on the projects that get you excited first. That gives you energy to do more things. So in terms of, if your goals fall by the wayside, pick yourself up and start again. I mentioned before, I start the new year in December. I start again in January. But really, every month, I'm talking about ways to really step into yourself, reboot your goals, and start over. Because sometimes you have to. And a lot of times, it's not in your control. You get this big project for your day job. You don't have that hour this week to work on you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Give yourself a break. Maybe think about your project, but don't beat yourself up for missing the time, because you can't help it, and that's energy wasted. So do the things that set you up for success.
Right.
Little wins become big wins. Everything builds upon each other. But it all goals start, bring it back to the topic, with visualizing the life you want.
Okay.
What does that look like? And does anybody want to share? Can I pick on Lauren, or is she going to get mad at me? I'm seeing
yes, my dear. What can I do?
Well, so Lauren, when you think about your perfect world, what does that mean to you?
Um, I guess the perfect world is where there's no stress, but I don't know what that is. Um, it's the perfect world right now is calm at home and everybody's healthy. Um,
Excellent.
and I guess financial stability would be very nice too. So we'll add it in there.
Okay, so in your Goldtopia,
Uh-huh.
you're just like calm and surrounded by money.
Okay. That sounds fine.
Excellent. And so going through the steps of the Deb, think about the where you are now, where you want to be, current, future you, and the mission behind what you do. So you bring these events together, you bring people together. Is this I should have like warned you. So and is it a family trait, bringing people together for the greater good?
I guess it is.
Which is wonderful. But so think about bringing people together for the greater good, but also being kind to yourself, the personal and the professional work together. And then think about, because and I kind of hate to put you on the spot, but not really.
It's okay.
Lauren, you're always so giving to other people. What I want to know is, if the world were perfect and you wanted to create something, what would that be?
If I wanted to create a thing or just create time or
If you weren't doing all of these wonderful things, what is the Lauren Passion Project?
Sewing and going to the beach.
Sewing and going to the beach. I love that. So how much time do you spend a week sewing?
Not enough.
Okay.
I look at it every day and I walk past the room.
Now, what
My goal
if
is to do 10 blankets before the end of the weekend. So
Wow.
10 by the end of the weekend?
because they're fast, very fast.
Well, what if you just said, once a week when I walk by my sewing, I'm going to stop and sew? That
That's
is your
great.
goal. And
Okay.
it could be anytime during the week. And at
Yep.
the end of the week, or whenever you do that sewing appointment, I want you to put it in the calendar so you see every week, I sewed, exclamation point, smiley face, gold star, whatever. But you're gifting yourself the time and the energy to do something that makes you happy. And then it will make everything else less stressful because you've got all that good stuff going on for you.
Thank you. That
Can
sounds
we
good.
can we put Camille on the spot now too, because she has so much going on. Thank you, Lauren.
You're welcome.
Camille has her own shows. She's a model, she's an actress, she's a mom. I mean, I'm only saying this because such a good example. I mean, so are you, Lauren, but like such a good example of like multiple things going on. I would love to know, Camille, what you would love to do if you put like Deb's question to Lauren.
Well, I've been taking notes, very small notes, so I could keep flipping the pages over to add more as things going on, like writing down the Deb method, and Goldtopia. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
No,
should
you're okay.
before you answer that, I should add the first half of my book goes through the Deb method in detail,
Right.
examples, worksheets, etc. And then the second half is strategies for success. So you can take all the notes, but all the notes are there for you in the book. I'm sorry, I just had to say that.
No,
Go on. So
got a
Camille,
plug. Yeah.
because you are a dynamo, you have been on Gold Chat Live as well. We had a wonderful conversation. I think it was almost a year ago, which is like, boom, where
Yeah, I
does the
think so.
time go? But in your perfect world, what is your perfect life?
Well, I like Lauren's answer about the beach for sure, but nobody's putting me near a sewing machine. So
You do.
that is not my skill set. But I had a lot of medical stuff that was happening towards the end of the year. And so now my whole focus has kind of changed in the sense of like putting more time in for myself to take the breaks, because even though I was in the hospital, I was still promoting my show. I was still doing everything from my hospital bed. And these last 2 weeks, I completely was like no posting to social media, like just really giving myself that time. So I'm realizing moving forward to keep that up, to make sure I take at least a few days for myself and for my family as well in that sense, because you can't get that time back. So for me, it's just really making those boundaries of time for work and time for play, and more play than work. So,
That's awesome. I'm going to put in the chat. I wrote this article about staying healthy when working remotely that I think everybody should read. Not because I wrote it, but well,
No, it's such a great topic, because so
but
many people are struggling, especially now that, there's a lot of places back in lockdown, especially in Canada now. And and it's
well,
depressing. It's sad. It's hard.
well,
it is. Constantly feeling like things are going to shut down soon as things seem to get back to normal.
That's
You're going to
right.
shut down again, or excited that you might see family and then find out all 15 of your cousins have COVID. So
Yeah.
kind of glad I didn't go to Christmas.
It's you need to take care of your pod, whether it's your home pod or your little community, and just to keep watching out. And so one of my things that I did, I decided one of my goals in 2020, which was the year that my book came out, was to start doing corporate work. Well, there was no corporate work in 2020. And then last summer, when it seemed like things were opening up, I said, great, I'm going to help people readjust to returning to the office. And then Delta happened. So my corporate program, so this is a good example because, in my ideal, I want to change goal culture in and out of the workplace. That's one of the things that is my big soapbox, because it's the companies that communicate with their employees, the ones that support the remote workers. Those are the ones that are going to succeed in the future in this remote world. So I was all set and I spent this time, I'm going to do this program. Delta happened. And I'm like, you know what? I can still do this with a slight adjustment. So my corporate work is helping companies keep their employees engaged and productive when working remotely. So the same big picture, but because of what's going on in the world. And this is even more akin to what I love. It's like, okay, we're all going to stay home until things are better. And if I can help people stay home better, then that's just something else I get to be excited that I get to talk about. That was a tangent, but I think it made sense.
But that's the whole point, is being flexible and being kind to yourself and pivoting when you have to, and not just like at least that's how I see it. Like, okay, you have a goal, but if there's something that you just like gets in the way, whether it be like Camille, you said health or something else, like you have to be flexible. You have to bend a little bit.
And sometimes you have to bend a lot. But again, that's why we start with what is that visual? What is that life look like? Visual. And that way it can change. So Lauren's visual is she's sewing on the beach with lots of money around her. And then, this is great, but she can't actually get to the beach. But maybe, or maybe she's sewing blankets. And then one day she said, oh, I really want to do pillowcases. And she gets inspired. So she's still doing the sewing. She's just letting it manifest in a different way.
Or Lauren, put on beach music, like put on waves in the background.
Oh, you totally should, and see how that works and inspires you.
I love that. Okay, so Deb.
Yes.
I had a little homework, and
I did have homework.
Well, we talked about this. I don't know if this was my homework, but I did my A to Z list.
Excellent. I think I should tell everybody what
tell
that is.
Everyone about the A to Z or A to Z for my Canadians out there. To tell everyone what that is. And then I'll share it. I'm happy to share it, but go ahead.
Are you sure?
No, I am sure. Yes.
So what I was talking Karen through is one fun way to do a vision board is what I call a virtual vision board scavenger hunt. And it starts with writing down one thing for every letter of the alphabet that you want. So you can do A through Z or A through Z, or there are two options. So that way you can do 26 or write out 50. So 26, one for every letter of the alphabet, or just 50 off the top of your head. And the reason why brainstorming is so helpful when creating these visual representations is we all have like the top 5 or 10 things that we know we want. But the more you brainstorm, the more you write things out, it will cause you to stretch your brain. It'll cause you to think, oh, wait, I need 10 more. I really do want this. So to think out of the box. So if you want to take a few minutes now or later to just do the A through Z, now I'm going to be saying that all night.
Okay. It's like
or why don't we just have everybody write down 10 things you want? And then you can do the big list later. And that, like I said, it should be really easy because when it's 10 things, we know what those 10 things are. It's almost like when I talk about you can't get what you want unless you know what you want. We know what we want. Sometimes it's buried. And you have to give yourself time.
I loved making this list because it brought up words that I not necessarily would have thought of, you know? So you tell me if you want me to share, or we'll just give people some time to write out theirs.
Well, why don't we do, okay, so you have let's do it this way. So you're not just reading. Once you have your list, whether it's the 26 or the 50, the next step is to look at it and find the common themes. So let's say you have dog, Labrador, poodle, or puppy, dog, Labrador, puppy. So you want a lab puppy. That's what, maybe you even have yellow lab. So you mentioned it 4 times, but that's something that you want to pay attention to because it showed up on your list in 4 different ways. So look at your big list, Karen.
Yes, I did.
And do you have also like a list of 10 from your 26?
Yeah, kind of, sort of. So, so for example, the number 1 on my list was health. But within that, like, so under N, I had nourish, and under E, I had energy. Those fall into health, right? Because I want to nourish my body. I want energy, exercise, that type of thing. My next, is that what you're saying?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Okay. My next one, I guess, would fall under occupation.
Okay.
So I wrote abundance. That was A. I wrote under M, monetize. I mean, why not? You have to pay for each episode that this is my investment in my education. And so I may as well try and monetize if I can to at least break even. I also wrote prosperity, and I wrote I wrote questions under Q because I love asking questions. I'm always asking questions. So that was occupation. Okay.
Great. Give me another one. I love it. Keep going.
Friendships. So under K, I wrote kindness. Under H, I wrote honesty. And I also wrote G, of course, gratitude. So I would, love that in my for my friends. I also want authenticity, but I don't know if I can do a double A, but.
You make the rules. You can do as many as you want. You can go through the alphabet twice if you need to.
And then I don't know if this falls under mind. Like, I was just trying to categorize, but under F, for example, I wrote fun. T was twinkle. W was wonder. R was radiant. S was silly. Because, a preschool teacher on the side, I like to have fun.
You do.
And then another area was family. I wrote, of course, healthy, loving, flowing. I also wrote nourishing under that, and calm. That's all where I got. I know there's probably other areas, and through my alphabet list, because I know you have a grid. Maybe I can look at that and then I can plug in.
Yes. Well, let's play with the grid in a minute. So you have your long list.
Yes.
And then from it, you want to find the common themes. And then from there, you want to create some form of vision board. And I've got, does anybody else want to share their list before we chime in? Estella, you want to share a couple things off of your list?
Stella, just unmute. There you
Yeah.
go.
Thank you. Basically, my what I have the main word is security, and that security evolves into investments, economically, health, stability, my social life, and support others.
Nice.
That's what I have.
Excellent. Anybody else want to play? If not, we're gonna make a little vision board for Karen. Okay, I think we're gonna play a little bit. Now, I have to give credit where credit is due. And I used to do my vision board a little bit differently. And then this woman I met said, why don't you do it on the Bagua for Feng Shui? Now, I am not a Feng Shui expert, but I know how to Google. So what I did is I took the Bagua, which it had these different categories for each corner. And that is the way that I now place my grid. So we have, and I did kind of like a test thing, and then we're going to do yours. Okay. But this is wealth and prosperity, fame and reputation, love and marriage, children and creativity. And this one I was also told is what is more like the future goals, what you're working on. So you've got your helpful people and travels down here, your career here in the bottom, knowledge and self-cultivation, your health and your ancestors, and your health in the center. So I think we want to start, and I love Canva because they make life so much easier. Let's start with getting you a money picture.
Okay. So do I out of those I pick one?
Yes.
Well, is there Canadian money? No, I'm kidding. I only see American. Where's the colorful? I'm kidding. I like the lady holding the money. No, the pink lady, the pink background lady.
This one.
No, the left.
Okay. Well, the pink one is going to have a watermark on it, if you're okay with it.
No. So do the other one. Do the one. Okay, there we go.
There. I like that because you can see, and then I would take off the words because it's representative, right?
Right.
Now, the health and ancestors, I would put like a family picture here.
Okay.
And since I don't have a picture of your family, let's put a picture of someone else's family.
Well, I can find one that sort of looks like mine. There's 5 people in my family. Okay, that's fine. Well, no, actually, don't do the 4 because 1, 2, yeah, 1. Yeah, that's good.
This one?
Yes.
Or this one?
No, the hands.
I have that one under community in mine, actually. This is great. Okay, so knowledge and self-cultivation. So how do you like to learn? Reading, videos.
Oh, visual, talking, asking questions, interviews. I wouldn't say lectures. I would say more of interviews or reading. Do you have people side by side, women talking? Okay, the 2 women. Oh. The 2 women talking with the windows in the background. Oh, no, the women looking at the books. Yeah.
Okay. That one I think is worth the watermark.
Okay.
Excellent. Now, let's go to fame and reputation. What is your goal? How do you want to be known? In what sort of circles do you want to be known?
In what circles? Like,
yes. Do you want to be Karen the speaker, Karen the coach, Karen
the
author?
Got it. All of the above. No, I am Karen. I mean, I am coaching. I am starting my coaching program, but it also will involve, obviously goddesses. So empowering. Okay. Yeah. Look up goddess.
I like this one, but it's your vision board.
I
so you
like
tell
the
me.
top. Oh wait, keep going down. Go down for a second. No, I think I like the top. Wait, this is hard, guys. Oh, I like the one with the arms up.
This one?
No,
In the
lower,
green.
No, lower left. Yeah.
Wait.
Pull her over there.
There you go. So the love corner for that, I just search for that.
Just search for Dr. Eric Pulver.
See, I like this one for you.
Okay, sure.
Okay, now this says children and creativity, but like I said before, that's almost like your future you.
Well, that I do see. I would like a future of. I am working. There is a goddess book for girls that I have been on the side working on. Is that sort of what? Like,
Sure.
Okay, so let's look up a book with girls.
No?
No, not that one. Is there one like someone reading? Reading like a yeah, girl reading. Perfect.
Ah,
Okay.
that one.
I like actually the older girl. Sorry, the 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Because that's more of the age that I'm gearing to. Yeah.
Got it.
Perfect.
And then the helpful people in travel. So who guides you?
Oh, my parents and my kids. Is that what you mean?
Do
you mean spiritual?
Yeah, let's go with spiritual.
The universe.
Is it community? See, this is where
all of my goddesses, all of my ladies here tonight. I mean, my friends, my guides, my women's group. Sure. Yay, that one. Top.
That one?
Yeah.
Excellent. And then for your career and life path, maybe this is where we put a picture of coaching.
Perfect.
Or I have even better, because you did use the word fun.
Okay, these are all guys, but let's see.
I know there's something wrong with this. Okay, let's see what comes up if I put fun.
Oh, I like the woman jumping in the pink. Yeah.
Because your vision is to make women jump.
That's right.
To the air.
That's right.
Excellent.
I'm going with my intuition, right? You got to just pick the first thing you see you like. Okay.
And then we have health.
Health. Can you scroll? Oh, I like the yoga pose. Wait, I think are there any more down there?
Yeah, of course.
Oh, I like the one of her doing the handstand because that's what I'm working on. Up there. But I usually have a wall behind me.
The other thing that I like to put on here is we talked about mission and motto. So I would put for you, and I'll download this and send it to you as an image so you can use it as your screensaver. But I would put, empowerment. Because look at these pictures. First of all, anything, what jumps out at you? I know what jumps out at me.
Well, women. Active, freedom, connection. The money one feels funny to me. I don't know why. Like and that's an area I need to work on because I don't want to ask for money. I don't want, it's about like feeling like what I'm doing, is it of value? Camille's nodding. I think we've talked about this, like, because I do this out of interest, but of course in time I would like to, we all want to be valued for what we do. So I'd have to work on that photo, because I don't see myself holding money. It's more about, I don't know. I maybe someone can help me. I don't know the right words. Camille, can you help me out? What are the right words? Camille knows, because we've talked about this. You have to unmute her. Unmute her, somebody.
No, I was going to say I feel the same way, and then I'll listen to NPR for a while and hear how they're always asking for money, listener-supported radio, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to use that on my podcast, and then every time I chicken out. So I totally understand, totally can relate. It's hard to add value to something that you enjoy doing. You know,
I like what people are saying. You have to have it come in order to give. I see connection to spirit, to the divine. Giving money. Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I mean, I have to give money to make things work. Yeah, but I agree. Okay, so we'll keep that one.
See, what I'm seeing is all the words that we talked about before: the health, the friendship, the fun, family. Right. It's all in here.
Right.
In very specific things. So the idea is, so you have this in a powerful corner, you know, in your office or on your screensaver. I do that with mine. And look at this. This is what you're growing. This is what you are working towards. And again, your visualization can be a vision board, or it can be a picture of this book that's Grateful Goddess for Girls, or whatever you want to call it. When you're working on your
make it more specific, like actually put on that book cover the title, or, you know, like put a picture of my husband in the middle of the heart.
Exactly. Or you can customize. This is all like done with the beauty of Canva, but it's a start. You know, I have in mine, I've got my book up here in this corner, and I've got my corporate well-being program here, and I've got the picture, my favorite picture with me and my mom. I love in the family segment over here. So
this is great.
This is just, it is again a roadmap, a way to look at your vision board in a way that is productive for you, but you also want it to be like every time you look at this, you see yourself becoming these pictures.
And what did you say? I know a lot of people who are joining us live know the meaning of what you called this, but people who are joining us Facebook Live, etc., what did you call this?
This is the Feng Shui Bagua.
And what does that mean?
This is my understanding in the area of Feng Shui, which is putting things in different places in order to have powerful effects. I'm thinking Tanis might be able to explain this even better.
Tanis, can you explain?
But it's the way that you have your home in a way that's organized, that's drawing the right energy. Tanis, can you do better than that?
I'm not really a feng shui expert, but it's all energy. And there are different corners of the house that are related to certain types of energy. So like your, the left back corner of your house is related to abundance. And so putting symbols of abundance in that corner helps to bring that in. So it would be the same concept as what you're looking at here, is by putting it in the corner that it's related to. If you were to look at this like a floor plan, basically, of your house, then you're putting the energy into those stronger areas of the board in order to really bring that in. I'm sure there's way more concept to it, but it has to do with the energy of those different corners and spaces in your home. And this is like building an online home for yourself, really, right? An online map. Yes. So floor plan for yourself. So it makes sense to make it that way.
Yes. Yeah. So I think between me and Tanis, we have the proper definition.
And Renata said the way things are facing in relation to each other also matters. Very interesting.
Thank you, Renata.
So
Thank you, Tanis.
So this is a good way to look at your house as well.
Yes.
And where things are, which is interesting because we had a plant in the back years ago. We had a plant in the back left corner of our house and it was dying and there wasn't enough sun there and I moved it. But I was like, now looking, I'm like, that's the wealth and prosperity corner. And like,
But if you had put a money plant there,
oh,
that would have brought money in,
That would
because
have brought-
that's what it is, right? So that a lot
Right.
of people put money plants, or they put, crystal grid in that corner to bring in abundance. So one with
Wow.
citrine and aventurine and pyrite and stuff in that corner to bring money in. Those kinds
So you
of things.
can do that as well. I wonder
Mhm.
too, if you can, Deb, if you can put like, I really like gemstones and you can put gemstones on your vision board as well, maybe.
Yeah, that's like a
Sure.
crystal grid.
Crystal grid.
It's awesome.
Well, this is great. Thank you so much. I'm looking at the time. We have 10 minutes. Do we have enough time for someone else to plug in, or what do you think, Deb?
Sure, why not? Let me duplicate this.
If someone wants to, let's see. Anyone want to? Oh, we have so many people. Come on, raise your hand. Raise your hand.
Okay,
Camille.
we're gonna do Camille. Okay, let's go back to.
This is fun. It's like a fun activity.
Oh, sorry. I just had a question. I just wanted to make a statement that I
Oh.
put a picture of the feng shui boards, and it has like these different elements on it as well, like what season, what colors, to help with each subject matter, which might be fun to go over if you wanted to open up that image in the chat.
Oh, okay. Well,
I wanted to just
Gotcha.
fix your life, but okay.
Oh, I mean, we can do that too, but girl, it'll take more than 10 minutes.
Well, who would like to do a quick? Anybody?
In the other, so the way I used to do it before I was, before someone turned me on to doing it as a bagua, is just, oh, see, I like that. Can you see? No, I have to change the screen share. But this is a great picture and it's very super helpful. So it goes a little bit deeper into the meanings behind what goes in each segment, which is fantastic. But again, you can just do a collage, or you can take one big picture of that visualization of you living that perfect life. You can put your face on someone doing something that you want to be doing. So there are no rules. The only rule is to give yourself the time and the energy to figure out what is meaningful for you.
Right.
So you create something with power and impact.
And then the colors here, yeah, Camille, I wonder if your pictures match the colors. That's interesting. The colors are what you would color those areas on your board, possibly? I wonder. Oh, Camille's raising her hand, her finger. Unmute.
No, I know that like there's a lot of color theory behind things as well. So like certain colors draw that kind of energy. And like when you were mentioning about the gemstones as well, I wonder if they all kind of match together. But with some of the pictures you picked, I wonder if it kind of matches with the colors in the sense that maybe matching it would just bring more of that to you. You know, like you were picking some with different backgrounds and so on. And it's interesting how some of that might match up, or maybe matching it makes it even stronger for it to come true, and like trick your brain into it as well by using the colors for your pictures.
Yeah, or someone, I can't see who's, Michelle.
And I'm an artist kid, so I'm always thinking about that
or
kind of stuff.
to map out your home too with colors, for sure. This is great. Deb, well, I don't know if anyone raised their hand because I couldn't see anyone. Last call.
Well, I think we can just chat. We can, why don't we talk about, let's look a little bit less bagua and more like, what is your picture of success? What picture, what proof, what do you want to be able to share at the end of the year as having accomplished? And even if that's all you do is you have a picture of that book with the cover, that the book that you want to write, Karen, that you look at every time you walk through your office, I'll be like, oh yeah, it keeps it top of mind. So you not only want to have your list of goals, you want your mission and your motto, but to have that visual so you can see as possible is really, really helpful.
For sure.
If anybody wants to share, and again, and I know most of you, I don't know all of you, but if we're not already connected, please find me. I'm at the Deb Method everywhere. And also you can go to thedebmethod.com/goals to learn more about what I do and how I take people through the Deb Method to figure out what they want and how to get it. And again, my book, the first half goes through Deb and the second half is all strategies for success, because that's why we set goals. We want a change. We want our life to be something else, right? But the power comes in taking the time to set that foundation so you can create that life you want. And and if you go to thedebmethod.com/VSH, virtual scavenger hunt, you will see directions for the little exercise we went through today.
Which was so fun. One thing I want to mention before we give away an ebook, which we're going to do a little raffle for. I saw on Instagram or Facebook a fun thing to do with a jar is every day to write something that you accomplished that day. Some little, like, I had a healthy lunch. I went for a run. My son got a trophy, whatever. Put it in the jar. And then at the end of the year, you just look through the year, or maybe do it once a week.
Right. I have a different version of that.
Yeah.
I say keep a notebook or a document, and every day just write down one win. That's it. One win a day. And whenever you're feeling low, you just look at your document and be like, I'm doing pretty good.
Well, thank you, Lauren. We're going to do the drum roll for the book, the ebook.
The ebook today goes to sorry. I have to read it better. My handwriting was terrible.
Did you like literally put them?
Yeah, I write them and then I mix them all up.
She writes them and then
pieces of paper, and then I can't read it because I made it so little. Cynthia is our winner today.
Cynthia, welcome.
Congratulations, Cynthia.
Cynthia, I don't know if you're there, but welcome. I don't know Cynthia, but welcome to Grateful Goddesses. So Cynthia, you can connect with Deb.
Yeah, so email me. I'm putting in the chat, info@thedebmethod.com.
Hi, Cynthia. I think she unmuted.
Hello?
Hi.
Yeah, there I am. My video was kind of messed up.
Thank you for joining us. How did you hear about Grateful Goddesses?
Through the Monday meeting, Jeff Pulver's Monday meeting.
Okay, well, that was great. Well, welcome to.
Wow, this is a big surprise. I just started chatting and my screen switched.
Well, you won an ebook. Lucky you. So you will communicate with Deb and she'll send it to you and you'll learn lots of great stuff because her book is fantastic and a great way to start off 2022.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for joining. And next week, we are having our 3 wonderful, I call them goddess guides, but I know they have there's Tanis, there's Renata and Michelle, and they are going to be joining us. They can wave. And they're going to be, if you have questions, they have tarot cards and they're going to be joining us next week. They have their own show as well right before this one. So you can go on theirs and then come on this one too. So thank you, everybody. Raise your mug. Again, mine's my Tiffany & Co. from my daughter's very fancy mug. Cheers to 2022. And we'll see you next week. Thank you, Deb.
Thank you so much for having me. And everybody, it's your year. Go for it. You can do it.
Thank you. I can't wait to put my vision board